Libero is located in the Gulf of Mexico. The country's borders make it easy to trade with the USA and Mexico. This is good for our country's economy. We also have a coastline which makes it easy to import and export goods. The coastline is also good for our economy because it attracts tourists to the country. Our country is called Libero, which means freedom in Latin, which is one of the languages we speak. Freedom is very important in Libero as we think that people should be free to speak and act and think without hindrance from others. We believe that everyone's opinions should be listened to and be taken seriously.
The capital city of our country is called Zichtag. We have 5 other cities too, which are Northborough, Birtsville, Maladragon, Solomir and Fairholt. Solomir is for tourism, and it's by a canal to transport people to the capital city. Northborough is for tourism. It's placed by the sea, so you can get tidal power from the sea to save energy. Fairholt was developed because it is the city where the original army barracks are. It is also the oldest city in our country. Maladragon is placed next to the west border, so you can transport goods in and out with the neighbouring country. Finally, Birtsville is where the country makes most of its food. It's also placed slightly to the east of the centre of the country because it provides links to all the other cities. Our people will mostly live in the big cities. The smaller towns and villages will mainly be for tourism and for people who like to live in the countryside. Food will be grown in rural areas near the cities, as well as major food factories in Birtsville. Our people will mainly live in the cities so that they don't have to use too much transport to get to places they would like to go. Also, our country is mainly urban, but does have some rural areas in it. However, they are fairly small. The main colour of our flag is blue because the colour blue means freedom, and our country's name is the Latin name for freedom. The star and the circle on the flag are yellow because the colour yellow means wealth and justice. So also the middle section is white because it means peace, purity and innocence. In addition, the star is on the flag because it symbolises the time when the country was founded. Finally, the 2 thick lines outside of the white section were chosen to be black because it means determination. All of the colours were chosen for their meanings, and that would represent our country.
Libero has a varied relief. It is mostly flat to the south around the coastal region. This flat land is perfect for agricultural purposes. To the north of the country there is Buell Mountain Range, home to one of the world's tallest mountains, Mount Jackal. These mountains and the surrounding area are often blanketed with snow. This attracts tourists all year round for skiing. They also provide hydroelectricity to the capital city Zichtag. Our country's large coastline with a hot climate offers great attraction to tourists. However, there is a risk of a tsunami occurring, which has happened in the past, although we now have an early warning system. There is one main river called the Buell River. Its source lays in the Buell Mountain Range. The river allows the cities to trade, but it can also have minor flooding in the rainy season.
Alright, I was doing economy for our country, and I decided, because of the location, that fishing and industry exporting would be a big part of how we get our money. So we do have a lot of pictures here. Tourism is also a big thing because of our coastline and how beautiful it is. We have good transport links between Mexico and the USA in our borders. And also we have very good farming. In the mountains in the north of our country, we have a lot of getting minerals from the ground, including coal, iron, and some precious metal mines. We make most of our money from tourism as percentage, That's the biggest chunk of our economy. But we also have a lot from the precious metal trade and weaponry and software design. Our army also makes all of their own equipment, so we don't import any military devices.
Doing culture and history. Liberal respects all religions, and the most followed religion is Buddhism. You can find places of worship in cities where they're bigger because there's more people that attend them. If you disrespect people's beliefs of religion and just general beliefs, you go to jail. The political system has three main parties. The first one is a communist party, which is communist. Second one is the Liberal Party, which is in government right now, and a right-wing party. The minimum age for voting is 20 years, and immigration. To get into the country, you have to have a passport, and you have to have a specialist something, like you have to be an engineer. The country was founded when fishermen stumbled across the land. We had a civil war which lasted 7 years. Then someone declared himself king who was called Ding Jose. Then he declared tax and built a parliament. Population reached 500,000 after 50 years. Then the great city of Ziftag was completed. We had a bloody battle with Mexico which lasted 33 years. Then we had an economic crisis which led to the army losing funding. As a result, we got invaded by America, which enslaved us for 200 years. Then after that, we celebrated and the monarchy came back, and we've had peace ever since. And we have implemented a national health service, and we have made strides in technology, and we have joined the war against terrorism. Thank you.
Well done.